I don't know. I mean, if we decided to waive it, my question is, how do you plan on paying the vet bill?
Like I said, I would work something out with them, whatever it took with that. They'd have to accept some type of payment, or, like I said, towards the shots, and then I have somebody that's willing to loan me the money to cover the shots immediately. The two had had their shots. It's just they need it to be updated. It should have been done.
What do they charge us for putting them to sleep? They don't charge the city on it.
About $100.
Possibly total between the lodging and the shots.
Right around there.
I mean, every dog owner faces the same thing you face. The chance of somebody coming by and possibly letting an outside dog loose. Am I correct? Am I making that statement? I'm not saying that you're at fault, and I'm not trying to side with you. I'm saying we all have that opportunity or a chance of it happening, or somebody letting us out, and we're responsible for that. On the same token, I'm sympathetic to your situation. I am, because I can understand how the money adds up real quick. But I think we're setting a precedence. We have an ordinance that we should follow. I mean, of the $25 per day, and I'm sympathetic to it. I mean, is there any way we can work out a payment plan with him if he's willing to do it with the city? I mean, with the vet. I mean, would you take do you have any money you could pay right now towards it?
Unemployed right now.
Oh, you're unemployed?
Yeah.
So today's economy doesn't help that situation.
No, it doesn't. It hasn't for 2 months.
I was going to sit
How do you feed the dogs? 3 dogs eat a lot of food.
I get about $38 a week extra helping my dad with his animal control business. That's not domestic animals.
I gotta say, why couldn't
It sounds horrible. I told my wife it's going to sound terrible if I have to say that. It deals with wildlife, raccoons, skunk, bats, stuff like that.
That's fine. Is anyone ready to make a recommendation?
Actually, I'm still toggling it back and forth. Knowing you're unemployed, go ahead, he's got a comment.
Well, you know, he's kind of a victim in a way, because his dogs he didn't let him loose. And I know if it was your dog getting in the kennel and you'd want it out, you'd want it back. And I would think that the risk of the city having to pay $300 to put 3 dogs down, I would be willing to choke up the fee that the city would have in with the boarding fee, and be sympathetic this time because it was determined by a qualified police officer. This was that he is a victim. He isn't just some crank guy that says, yeah, I'm sure I put him back in the kennel after I fed him his beer. You know, he wasn't. Why wouldn't you just take and say, here, give him a release, let him cut his losses and help him with it a little bit, and let him go down to the vet and try to work out a payment plan. They're not, you know, they're not hard noses.
I'd ask if there's a way that you could prevent this from happening again, because those people might be back again. Is there a way you can secure your kennels so it doesn't happen again?
I have a way of securing it, yes.
Okay.
The 110 line of electric barrier across the top of the fence, so nobody will ever want to open the gate.
I don't know if people want to do that.
Well,
It was just...
I think a chain and a lock.
Did you just put a chain and a padlock on it?
You might be dealing with us with a different situation.
you might be making more than $38 domestic food.
But I guess I'm confused why we didn't, like, you didn't go get them Wednesday or Thursday.
We didn't have the money, I don't think, for the first day, and it's just added up from talking to us. And
well,
that was my suggestion a couple of days ago. You know, he wanted to know, and the only possible thing I could think of, you know, was to come down here and ask, you know, the council if they thought.
And Wednesday I did call quite a few different numbers. I called first the courthouse to find out who to call. They switched me to another number that was with Iowa State, nothing to do with even the county on it. Then I called down to the animal health, and that's when they started telling me that, well, the city does all of the billing on that. And then when I called down to the city office, they said, no, animal health has their own with that, with shots and everything. And by the time I found out what their shots and everything were, and I called back down here, they said I needed to talk to the officer. And then I just started all over again Thursday morning. but finally got headway Thursday.
Are you ready to make a recommendation, anyone?
I don't own her dog, so Brian, you can decide.
What's that?
I don't own her dog, so.
I have a few
I'll follow
dogs.
your
My
lead.
dogs got loose. I have unfortunately got them back in time before they
Well, one thing
animal
to
health got
remember,
them.
just like you just said, if an owner is missing their dog, if they would call the comm center in all honesty, to let them know their dog's out, and if an officer would have picked them up, they would have brought
If somebody
them.
does call and tell us, you know, what kind of dog and they're loose, we usually pick them up and return them to the owner if we know in advance.
But what we don't want to do is, to others on the outside, if we don't uphold an ordinance, we're looking like we're setting a precedence, if you can understand where we're coming from.
I understand that.
Not saying we haven't done it in the past, because we have, with a few things. I'm sympathetic to your situation, and as Dean said, if you're a victim of it, you know, and somebody let it out, that's what happened. You have our bill, and you have a bill that you have to fight over there, but on the same token, I'm sitting here at 50% saying, you know what, every dog owner out there faces the same possibility that you went through.
Jim?
I don't know.
I'm a dog owner, so, you know, I'll make a motion to waive the fee for the city.
Do we have
He
a
has to
second?
deal with the bill up there.
I'll second that.
I'll call for a vote.
Councilman Muscat,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
But don't let it happen again.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
will go
It
take
won't
care of
happen
it
again.
so they don't put them to sleep now.
Yes.
And don't go about it the way you suggested.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that was
A
just
lock, and I
massive
understand.
extreme, but I also have 2 security lights that somebody given me that I just put up too, so.
That and a lock.
But yeah, that'd be
Right.
sufficient. We don't want to be sitting here with somebody else coming in for something else.
Alright. Thank
All right.
you very much.